Taylor Swift rocks velvet dress and thigh-high boots as she joins leggy pal Blake Lively for star-studded dinner in New York after Joe Coy's Golden Globes jab. Taylor Swift looked chic as ever while joining her pal Blake Lively for dinner at Localize Pizzeria in New York City on Wednesday. The singer, 34, wore a stylish crushed velvet green dress and thigh-high brown boots for the outing. Meanwhile, the gosh coat. She had a large green tote bag slung over her arm. Jack looked cool in a baby blue t-shirt underneath an oversized gray suit. Birbiglia opted for a laid-back look in a green sweater, gray pants, and blue sneakers. Meanwhile, Jared sported a brown puffer jacket and beanie. On Monday it was reported that Swift chose to bite her tongue and not hit back at Golden Globes host Joe Coy, after she was reportedly left unimpressed by the comedian's tacky jab about her relationship with Travis. The star had been innocently enjoying a drink on Sunday night when Coy, 52, made an unexpected quip about her appearances at the tight end's Kansas City Chiefs games. He said, "Welcome back. As you know, we came on after a football doubleheader." The big difference between the Golden Globes and the NFL, on the Golden Globes fewer camera shots of Taylor Swift, the camera then cut to a shot of a stoic Swift sipping on her drink and failing to crack a smile. Taylor or her girls found Joe Coy's tacky jab very funny, an insider told NatFL exclusively. Clearly neither did the audience and her fans. It made her uncomfortable as it would have anyone, the source continued. At the end of the day his entire performance was the actual joke. He should know who the audience is before coming for them. Taylor just bit her tongue, while Swift chose not to respond. The insider teased that her athlete boyfriend, 34, might not be so diplomatic about the moment. She doesn't have time to clap back at anyone, nor does she want to, the source added. She cannot say the same about Travis, who might have some words on his podcast about this. The quip immediately sparked backlash from fans who staunchly defended their idol on Twitter. "'Cause of death for Joe Coy, that look Taylor Swift gave him as she sipped her drink," one joked. Another wrote, "Does the fool who's hosting the Golden Globes and just made a joke about Taylor Swift realize millions of viewers had to Google who the hell is Joe Coy?" Coy addressed the reaction at the Billboard after party, telling Extra, "It was a compliment, like she could be more intimate tonight, that's all. It was a disappointing night for Swift, who lost out to Barbie for the new Cinematic and Box Office Achievement Award." Swift was a gracious loser as she led the standing ovation. However, her fans were far less forgiving and flooded social media with complaints that she was robbed of a prize, despite claiming it had been invented for her. Why does Travis Kelce-Taylor Swift romance captivate fans? In the days after the Chiefs won Super Bowl 57, it wouldn't have been a surprise to think tight end Travis Kelce would end up on lists of the biggest sports stories of 2023. But he ended up on lists of the biggest stories, regardless of sports. Kelce was mentioned on the Associated Press Most Joyous Moments of the Year, but it had nothing to do with his success on the field, popular podcast, or interactions with his mother, Donna. It was Kelce's romance with superstar singer Taylor Swift that enraptured people around the world. "I think we're all excited about it," Michael Owens, a 37-year-old Swiftie from Zionsville, Indiana, told the NatFL. "Until they start making good rom-coms again, this is what we have." That feeling of joy from seeing the Kelce-Swift relationship blossom has been shared by many people. Video of Swift running to Kelce and the pair kissing after her concert in Argentina was viewed approximately 11 billion times on TikTok and other social media outlets. Newsweek's Joe Kozlowski shared what makes the couple endearing. "It's easy to be cynical about two celebrities linking up. It's easy to gatekeep and say that real football fans should be the focus of NFL broadcasts. It's easy to get bogged down in stats, figures, and the fact that just about every game has some larger implications," Kozlowski wrote last month. But ultimately, the Swift-Kelce storyline has been a good reminder of a larger truth. There's fun to be had. There are goofy, soap opera-style storylines to follow. And, ultimately, these are real people we're talking about. There's something endearing about seeing a public figure, no matter which side of the relationship we're talking about, show genuine emotion instead of trotting out PR-friendly cliches at all times. Wall Street Journal columnist Peggy Noonan also opined about why the Kelsey Swift romance is special. It makes life feel more magical, the prince meets the princess. Because it's sweet, she wrote. Because if it's real, then not everything is media management, which is the thing that deep down we always fear. Because it's fun. Marilyn and Jolton, Joe made America more fun, more a romantic place where anything can happen and glamour is real. Also, if it's real, it adds to the sum total of love in the world, literally increases its quantity, and the love enters the air and the world breathes it in and, for a moment, becomes better. There's one more outlet that wrote about why Kelsey's romance with Swift is special. Los Angeles Times writer Amy Kaufman wrote an opinion piece with the headline, "Taylor and Travis' whirlwind romance is the love story we've been waiting for." Like many others, Kaufman has fallen in love with seeing Kelsey and Swift fall in love. But why does this particular romance resonate with so many people? Well, Kaufman interviewed Dr. Helen Fisher, an anthropologist who has done research on the neural chemistry of romantic love. Here is an excerpt from the Times piece about Kelsey and Swift, and the viral video of that famous smooch in South America. It's the basic neural mechanism of attachment, Fisher says. Others might have seen that moment in Buenos Aires and experienced a dopamine surge, a feeling of intense pleasure, energy, motivation and optimism that is often correlated with the rapture of romantic love. Even if we voyeurs are not kissing Taylor or Travis ourselves, our bodies can still experience the same chemical reactions just from watching them. Even Fisher, who was unfamiliar with Taylor's career and viewed the clip for the first time after our call, found herself as moved as I was. It was totally charming, so real. So human, so unrehearsed and so dramatic, she emailed later. The phenomenon behind it is called emotional contagion, according to Fisher, the reason why we tear up when our friends cry or get hungry when those around us are eating. Fisher is a senior research fellow at the Kinsey Institute, so if you have been caught up in the Kelsey Swift romance, you now know there is a scientific reason why this love affair evokes such strong emotions. It's emotional contagion. That made Kelsey's romance with Swift a big story in 2023, and it looks like it will continue into this year, too.